Should I go with a box? Or will a bubble mailer be cheaper? But I don't want to hurt the environment. And who will pay for shipping? That was a core memory of mine, just trying to figure out how to ship and fulfill my orders. So if you want to make sure that you're not spending an arm and a leg on shipping, and you want to be certain that your packages are arriving safely and on time, keep watching this video. I'm going to show you how to package and ship your orders. What's up? I'm Michelle Bally, and I've worked with some successful e-commerce brands to help them achieve reliable, low-cost shipping strategies. However, if you're not familiar with this process, I know it can feel a little bit overwhelming. I know, I've been there. There are so many options out there, so get ready because this is the only video that you'll need to watch. If you have seen our previous video on this topic, this is an updated version with everything that you need to know this year. So here's what we're gonna learn. We're gonna cover how much you should charge for shipping, what carriers to go with. We'll also take a look at tips and tricks you can use to be environmentally friendly, which will also save you money. We'll talk about insurance, we'll talk about tracking, we'll talk about labeling your packages, and then finally, we'll look at how you can get your space set up nicely so that you're not running around your basement like a chicken with its head cut off, looking for the right products when those orders do start flying through. Organization is key, guys. But make sure that you're staying till the end of the video because I will do a demo of how you can ship your orders step by step with the most updated equipment this year. Trust me, this equipment will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. They're not that expensive, so stick around till the end. Let's jump into the packaging materials. Okay, you have a few options. Option number one, you can go with a box. If your item is delicate, make sure that you pad the box with bubble wrap. You can use crinkle shred or biodegradable peanuts as well. Check out Uline for this. Look how many peanuts you get from Uline, it's a lot. And you can also get your boxes from Uline too, guys. But if you want a more custom experience, you can check out No Issue. I get 12 of their ads for every 12 seconds I'm on Instagram. You can get all of your packaging materials printed with your logo like this, or a company catchphrase like this. And you can even do a color wash in your branded colors. But, before you drop an arm and a leg on custom packaging, shipping in a generic box is totally acceptable. The other day, I got just a classic brown box from Essence in the mail. Essence is a pretty big company, so I feel like if they can do it, you can do it too. A box is your first option, right? Your second option is shipping your products in a bubble mailer. Okay, so the nice thing about bubble mailers or poly mailers is that they're gonna be your lightest option, which reduces your shipping costs. Bubble mailers are just the way they sound. They're plastic mailers lined with bubble wrap. Poly mailers, on the other hand, they are not gonna have bubble wrap in them, but they are plastic, which makes them super durable and amazing. Because these two options adjust to different volumes and weights depending on what's included in the order, that same poly mailer could accommodate 1 pair of socks or 5, and you wouldn't be overpaying on packaging. It's a really good look for your company to have environmentally friendly shipping practices. So try not to ship a pair of earrings in a 12 by 12 foot box, you know? And try to include biodegradable materials and renewable resources wherever possible. It can be tricky to find cost-effective shipping supplies while also being fair on the environment. So here are some companies that are reasonably priced. Check out Eco&Close, Smart Shipping Supply, and EcoBox. They have cool perks like zero waste stickers, 100% recycled packaging, and low minimum order quantities. I recommend stocking up on a number of different size boxes if your products vary in weight and sizes. That way, you're paying only what you need for shipping. Now, the next step is to decide how you're gonna charge for shipping. You might be thinking, duh, I'll just charge the customer at checkout. Well, the problem with that is that you might lose people at checkout. I don't know about you guys, but if I see $5.99 or more for shipping at checkout, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. So what are you supposed to do? Okay, we got options, guys. There are several ways to charge for shipping on your e-commerce store. Your first option is to give your customers free shipping. That means you are not charging your customers at checkout for shipping, nor are you marking up your products to account for this cost. You as a business owner will have to eat this cost if you're really truly making it free. Not sure if you should do this? If you have high margins and are selling in a competitive space, you would be a really great candidate for this option. Free shipping can not only help customers get over that finish line, but also attract new ones. Here's the thing though, guys. Customers expect free shipping. I know. It's like, it's great as a customer, but as a business owner, you're like, excuse me, I don't want to pay for your shipping. But this expectation has been shaped by several factors. First of all, the mere existence of Amazon. Prime members get free 2-day shipping, and this has definitely set a pretty high standard. Secondly, because competition is high in e-commerce, customers are more likely to shop at your competitor that offers free shipping, and you might find yourself at a disadvantage if you don't offer free shipping. And the last factor is that studies have shown that customers are more likely to complete a purchase if free shipping is offered. It's a psychology thing. Shipping costs can be a major deterrent leading to cart abandonment, and trust me, I'll be ready to drop $300 on a bikini, but if they're charging me $20, in shipping, I'll just be like offended. So your best bet is to offer free shipping if you can. But if you absolutely can't, customers are going to be less sensitive to the cost of shipping, specifically if you are a small business, artisan, or of handmade goods. This is because you're not in direct competition with the big guys. One time, I bought a $40 scrunchie, guys, and I accepted the fact that this woman charged me shipping on top of that because I was like, hey, I get it, you're a small business and I want to support you. On your shipping policy section, make sure to spell it out. Be like, hey, I'm a small business, and as much as I would love to offer you free shipping, I can't. Don't use those exact words, but you know what I mean. This is because you want customers to understand why you are charging for shipping. Your second option is charging your customers for shipping. That means either they see a fee at checkout or the price of shipping is factored into the price of your products. Now, the problem with this is that your prices won't be as competitive as other players in the space, and you might lose potential customers. However, if you do decide to go this route, charging real-time carrier rates is going to be your best bet. Setting up on Shopify takes literally 2 seconds, and I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video when I do the demo. But the reason that this is so clutch is because when a customer is checking out, they can choose what service they want to pay for right at checkout. So who would this method be right for? For some industries, very few right now, because typically customers expect free shipping. But yes, for some industries, the customer does know they'll have to pay for shipping, like food and furniture delivery. So if you fall into an industry or category where the customer typically expects to pay for shipping, you could probably get away with this. However, a happy medium is going to be a somewhere in between route. You can share the cost of shipping by getting your customer to pay some, and then you as the business cover the rest. So how do you do this? There's going to be a couple ways, guys. You can slightly mark up the products to account for some of the shipping. Another method is encouraging customers to meet a certain dollar amount in their shopping cart in order to qualify for free shipping. And who is this method going to be right for? Well, virtually everyone. The reason this is such a successful shipping strategy is because it allows you to balance customer satisfaction with profitability. Okay, now the next step is to choose which carriers you want to go with. Is it going to be UPS? Is it going to be USPS, Delivery, Blue Dart, FedEx? You even have the option to make all of these available at checkout, by the way, guys. This is a really important part because shipping is going to be a recurring cost for you as a business, and you want to make sure that you're going with a carrier that's going to give you good service and is within budget. So here's how to choose the right carrier. First, we want to consider cost. Don't just go with the first one that you see. Make sure that you're doing research and you're comparing your carrier rates. Make sure you have an idea of how much it will cost for your specific products, including the weight, dimensions, and destinations. Be aware of any fees, like any little sneaky fees, like fuel surcharges, because those things can add up over time. And then let's say you're absolutely killing it and you're selling a ton of products per month. You can actually negotiate for volume discounts or preferred rates with your carrier, so keep that in mind. Then we'll want to consider the delivery speed. How fast is your parcel going to get there? Carriers will typically offer standard, expedited, and overnight shipping. Customers can get pretty bent out of shape if they're not getting their package in a timely manner, so just make sure that you're going with a reputable and reliable carrier. And speaking of reliable, the next thing that you'll want to consider is reliability and performance of your carrier. Consider the carrier's reputation for handling packages with care, and understand whether the carrier has specific procedures in place for handling lost or damaged packages. Another thing to consider, you want to make sure that your carrier is shipping to your target market. Sometimes rural or remote areas are not covered with some carriers, so just be aware of that. Most major carriers have pretty decent customer service, but if you're going with a lesser known carrier, just double check that their customer service meets your needs. Like, do they have a phone line, email, or live chat? Do they have a good response time? If your customer's package is lost, you're going to want to get those answers right away, right? So making sure that your carrier has the ability to resolve shipping issues efficiently is going to be super important. Oh, and if you're selling $1 million art pieces, definitely make sure that they have good insurance options and do your due diligence in comparing the carrier's insurance and coverage rates. I am being so real when I say I genuinely don't know how solo entrepreneurs ship their packages without Shopify. Like, honestly, I have no idea. I just feel like it would be just so complicated and time consuming. It kind of feels like 1990s vibes if you're not doing it with Shopify shipping. But Shopify is good because there's actually a whole shipping suite. So everything from customs and declaration forms to printing your shipping labels and even tracking the package can all be done within the Shopify suite. Actually, you know what? Come with me to the workstation. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's just get into the demo. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a ceramicist, and I sell these absolutely stunning clay plates. Actually, I bought these in Mexico, and I love them so much that I dragged them in my suitcase to the United States, and then half of them broke. And then I glued them back together. Very wabi-sabi, but that's besides the point. I'm a brand new merchant, and I want to set up shipping on my Shopify store. Okay, so first thing we have to do is create a product for my plates. But just in case you do want to see how to get set up and optimize your product listings, then check out this video right here that goes from start to finish on how to set up a Shopify store. But back to the topic at hand. So when it comes to shipping with Shopify, the most important part is the section where you add the shipping weight. Well, how do you know how much it weighs, you ask? Well, I would recommend getting a scale. I have mine right here. You can get these virtually anywhere and for super cheap. When creating a new product, you only need to weigh it once, but as your product line keeps growing, you're gonna need to continue to use the scale. So make sure that you're keeping your scale handy. Now, back to my screen. So you see how this includes customs information for international shipping? Guys, only check this box if you plan on shipping your product internationally. Origin country. Okay, so origin country is where you're gonna be shipping from. So if you're shipping from your house, you'll just choose that. Or if you have a warehouse, make sure that this reflects the origin of your warehouse. Cool. Now go to settings, then hit shipping and delivery, click manage, and there's our plate. So the second step is to create your shipping profile. A shipping profile creates rules based on the weight or price of your products. First, you're gonna wanna go to the admin. Then we'll click on settings in the bottom left-hand corner. And now we'll click on shipping and delivery. Then create new profile. Okay guys, so give it a name. It could be like free shipping, for example. Then create a zone and select the countries or regions we ship to. If we only ship within India, we'll pick India as our zone. Next, we need to set up our shipping rates. Remember guys, we talked about this. This is the part where we decide how much we're gonna charge for shipping. So I'm gonna offer free shipping on orders over like $100, and I'm gonna click add rate. And then see how it's asking me for a price here? You're just gonna wanna hit 0 if it's gonna be free. Then click add conditions to create your rules for this rate, and here you're gonna hit based on order price. Now it's only gonna offer this free shipping rate for orders over $100. Now let's say we wanna do a weight-based shipping rate. You would basically do the exact same thing, except you would choose based on order weight and enter the rules based on the weight of the products that are being shipped. So if you're selling bulky items like furniture, for example, then you could set up a rule like charge $15 for orders between 10 to 20 pounds. Does that make sense? You basically have two options. You can charge based off of how much the customer is spending with you or how heavy your package is. Okay, cute. So we've just created our shipping profile for our plates. Now the whole point of this is that it's an automatic profile that will help avoid any confusion when it comes to calculating shipping costs. Okay, so let's pretend I just got an order. Ooh, I just got an order. Happy days. Let me go over to my order section to see what they ordered. 2 plates, 1 bowl. Amazing. Okay, for real, for like 1 second, I want you guys to take a page from my book here. Okay, look how I've set up my plates and bowls and other products. This, guys, is called inventory. And I set it up in a super organized fashion. I did this so that when orders start flying in, I can quickly pick and pack my products. There is nothing worse than sending the wrong item to the wrong customer because it'll be a loss for the business. Having little shelves or cubbies for your products is a great place to start, and make sure that you're also including labels. Right, so ding, 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 we have an order. I'm gonna pack this in a box that doesn't feel too big for my items so that I'm not overpaying in shipping. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm packing this very safely and very securely so that the plate doesn't shatter in transit. I'm gonna use bubble wrap, and I'm also gonna use crinkle wrap, guys. Okay. So now we gotta send it somewhere, guys, which means we need a shipping label. You can buy Shopify shipping labels individually in your Shopify admin. To buy Shopify shipping labels individually, you're gonna wanna follow these steps. In your Shopify admin, you're gonna click on orders, and then you're gonna locate the specific order that you wanna ship. You're gonna click create shipping label, that's just next to the order, and then you're gonna verify the order details, including the items, weight, and shipping address. Then you're gonna make sure that everything is correct, and if it is, you're gonna click purchase label. After you buy a shipping label, the cost and the taxes are billed to you in USD through your Shopify account. Hold on 1 second. You're like, why do I have to buy the label? What if the customer is paying? Well, if the customer is paying for the shipping, then they've already included that amount in the order. So essentially, they're reimbursing you for the payment you're about to make from your own account. So you should be coming out even on shipping costs. Once the label is purchased, you can print it immediately or download it so that you can print it later. But let's say the orders are flying in. They're flying in. Then you can actually buy and print up to 100 shipping labels at the same time from the orders page in your Shopify admin. All right, guys, so how are we going to print all these labels? Well, my favorite method, which is also the easiest method, is using a thermal label printer like this one right here. They're super inexpensive, they're really easy to load, and they print super fast, guys. Basically, you just peel the label off and you stick it right onto the package. And I love that they require absolutely no ink. I cannot believe how much printer ink costs these days. So let's just skirt that. And then while we're on this screen, you'll also want to look at printing a packing slip. A packing slip is a document that lists the items that are included in an order. They serve as a record of what was ordered and received and can be used for returns or exchanges if necessary. I'll never forget this. One of my friends, he ordered a package and the duties were actually more than the value of the merchandise, and he was like, nah, send it back. And I had no idea that customers could do that. So make sure that you include this is the responsibility of the customer to pay in your shipping policy, so that you're not getting any returned packages. And then there's also the method of local delivery. You can go ahead and drop the packages off to your customers yourself if they're within a certain mile radius of you. If you're watching this video, I would assume you have a Shopify account, but if for some weird reason you've watched this entire tutorial and you don't, I will leave a link for you guys in the description box to get you started on a free Shopify trial. That way you can test it out to see if you even like it to begin with, and then you have some time to make a decision in the future. This channel that you're watching right here is called Learn with Shopify. It is a Shopify powered channel where we teach you how to start, run, and grow your business. We have amazing topics from how to be a beast on Instagram to how to set up your Shopify store, which actually I'm gonna link that right over here and in the description box down below because that might come in handy at the stage that you're in. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.